Hi everyone, I'm Grahtles and welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. This is Lochland, and if you're new to my channel and you don't know what I do Let's Plays, tutorials, tips, tricks on City Skylines. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, and share. The last time we left off, we put in our nature reserve park, and today we're going to do something fun. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. So one of the first things I wanted to show you was I was hanging out with Shukaboa in Discord, and I was telling him how high the level was on our keys and stuff, and how I didn't like it. And he helped me with the mods using Move It to bring this all down quite a bit, and it looks so much better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot more realistic. I mean, it's still pretty high. I tried dropping it a little lower, but the water was washing up in here, so it just wasn't working for us. So this is definitely better than what it was, so I'm super happy about that. Another thing I did do was, because I wanted to allow intercity trains on the other train station over in here, I added this kind of like bypass line that kind of wraps around and comes in, so we could bring some intercity over into here, and then it can come back around and leave the city over in this way. I did not put another one to kind of go off in the other direction. Maybe I should jump in and do it now, but that'll be off camera. Today's episode. Oh, here's our nature reserve park, by the way. It came out pretty nice. I'm used to doing it on like a hilly area, but yeah, it's nice. I like it. It came out pretty good. Something I have to do though is lower these piers. These are gonna drive me crazy. So eventually I'll do that. But today's episode, we're gonna focus up on here. So I think what we're gonna do is use that gorgeous London Eye. We're gonna use the concert DLC, and I think we'll use some amusement park assets and stuff, and just kind of make this a real fun area for them to come hang out down here. You'll hear the concert music from the nature reserve park, which is kind of cool, so they'll be able to hear that music at night. So super cool. Yeah, let's go ahead, jump in, and get started. Alright, so here we are. I think I'm going to smooth out this edge a little bit, because I plan on putting a kind of boardwalk around this whole outer edge, so people can kind of look out onto the ocean. It'll be really nice. It's actually a river or a lake. Yeah, it's a river. So anyway, just going to smooth that out a little bit. There we go. That looks a lot better. I have the road in here. So let's go ahead and put in the London Eye. There it is there. Try to center this as much as possible. I think that looks okay. Let's go behind it. And I want to put the concerts directly behind the London Eye. So now I really do want to think about parking. This is going to generate a lot of people. All right, so let's go ahead and grab parking. Let's go back to this section here. Maybe what we can do is just put a little parking in here. But I actually want to use this kind of for some... No, that'll work. All right, we'll put parking there. We'll put parking there. I actually can move it down to this side a little bit further. So I want them to be even. So let's go ahead and move this just a bit over this way. And maybe I can delete that and put in a little bit closer in here. Does that match up better? Yeah. All right, so we'll do that. So we got some parking. We definitely couldn't come through because it would not work. I'm going to go ahead, fill this in, and I'll be right back. All right, parking is in. Let's come down over into here. And let's take another one of these roads and come in around there. Now let me see if I can fit in some of the amusement park assets. And yeah, I think that's good. So let's see if we can add a few more things in the middle. So I like the size of these. I can probably move this to kind of fit right in the middle here. Yeah, that's a little better. Do the same with this one. Looks a little bit more symmetrical. The swinging boats. We got the bumper cars. And the piggy trains. That looks good too. Let's take a look. Yeah, that looks really good. I like that. All right. So next, let's go ahead in and grab the concerts. So that's there. Let's put it in the middle. We might have to terraform that land back there, which is fine. Now let's come back here. And I think we're going to go ahead and put a fence around this. So what I'm thinking is behind here, let's fill this area with some trees, because this way it'll help as a noise barrier. I'll turn the brush size. I'm going to do singles, and we'll grab these big guys back in here. Alright, so I think that looks good, and I know many of you are probably like, why didn't she use the brush thing? The brush sometimes puts it so unevenly and like clumps of trees, and I don't really prefer it. So that's why I went ahead and just did it myself that way. On the sides here, I'm thinking we'll go back to the amusement, and we can do some game booths. Let's see, like something like that, and like this. I'm trying to see. Oh, I have Control A. Let's shut that off. There we go. And we'll do it on this side as well. So we got some game booths in there. I think we'll move these guys down just a little bit. Alright, so that looks okay. Down in here, I'm thinking we may put in just a place to eat, like a cafe, or we could even use the city park one. That doesn't look too bad. Or we could use a plaza right in the middle. I think that would work quite well. Here's the park cafe. And then we'll grab a restroom. And I think we should put a couple of other restrooms in here as well. Maybe one there and one on this side. Just because, you know, there's going to be a lot of people here. They may need that. Let's see, what else could we do down in here? Let's move this apart a little bit. Give it a little breathing room. And I think we'll use our surface painter and fill in some of this with concrete. I'm not sure how much concrete I would like. I'm trying to figure that out as I go along. Because if I fill it in with a lot of the surface painter, then a lot of this is just going to look like a solid gray, and I'm not sure if I want that. Let's come in here. Let's definitely clean up by the parking lot here. And I think we will fill in this. I think it'll just make it look more uniform, especially since we can't get like perfect squares, and it just looks much cleaner. And it looks like it's all one solid piece. So I think that definitely works. Over here, I think I might leave it. I think we'll take a look at possibly some park, like picnic benches and stuff over in that area. Over in here, we may put in 2 more walking paths coming through. So let's grab those. That looks good there. And then we'll fill this in with the surface painter as well. Alright, now I'm just going to go around and just clean up the edges where it came through a little bit. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Let's come over to here. We're going to go ahead and put in, I think, 2 paths. And then we'll add some picnic benches and stuff. Just a place where they can sit down, have a bite to eat. I'm going to turn off snapping. I mean, they do have the plaza, but there's no picnic benches or anything where they can sit down. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. Let's come back over to this area. And on this side, why don't we add some of those kiosks and like the ice cream truck. Just, people can grab something from those and then head over to the concert. So I'm just going to go into City Parks and just hit all the way over to here, and here they are. Alright, so there we go with that. I think most of this should be okay to go. We definitely need water and power. So let's go ahead. I'll start heading in and putting that in. Alright, water is in. These spots look super empty to me. I'm trying to figure out an idea what to put in here. Trying to guess like what would be good. We have a few more of these kiosks in here, so I'm thinking these might work out quite well. Alright, I think we could put maybe a tree or two in here and here. And then we're going to start working on the boardwalk. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and use the European. And I'm going to use the same trick I kind of used on Ladies in the City. And in my City Planner Plays kind of thing. So, let's grab the right one. So what I like to do is I raise it up and then I'll bring it down to the surface of this. Before I do that, let's go ahead and just use a little bit of this so the grass doesn't come through. Alright, that should be good. I'm going to start from the center, approximately the center. And I want to get an overhead view. I want this super close to the street, but not on top of the street. Alright, so as you can see, this one is kind of level with the street. This front pieces 1, 2, and 3, they're a little bit off. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust those. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I'm just hoping this attaches to the road. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just grab a gravel and just kind of make sure I can get it to the road. So this way I know everybody can use them. And we'll do the same on this side. Now I don't want it to attach to there because I don't want it to bypass the sidewalk. So I think what I might do is just cut that off a second. Let's see if I can get this to connect to there. Then I'll grab this and connect to there. And then we can just use a little bit of the surface painter just to make it kind of fit in a little bit better. There, I think that works. I'm just going to go around and clean up the edge just a little bit. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is go into parks. I'm going to go to the nature reserve. I'm going to go to the lookout piers right here. So there's two of them. There's the viewing deck. And then we also have these guys, the lookout towers. But for now, let's go ahead and grab the pier. And come on. And we're going to spin it around. And it says slope too steep, but we can get it right about there. So let's put that away. And let's just move this a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, I'm going to have to move it up because it's a little too steep. And I'll just move it out just a little bit. And that works for me. I'm just going to center this a little bit better. And there we go. So now they have a nice lookout tower to hang out on. And that London Eye just swung us up. So, but I think that looks pretty cool. I like it there. They can walk around. It is fenced in. I'm thinking over on this side where we have this part right here. I'm just going to jump in and grab a fence. And probably a farm fence would work. Or the nature reserve actually might work. Where's that? Forestry, zoo, Parklife is the nature reserve. Alright, let's just grab this and come off to the edge here. It's fine. So now this is pretty steep. Might have to add a little thing here. I'm not really happy with the steepness of this. It's not great. But that's because originally it was all the way over here and it came up a little bit too soon. But you know what? They can walk up there. I think it's fine. Let's just see if I can put a fence around here. I just want to make them safe. That's better. I feel better about it. No Sims are going to fall off into the water. Well, unless they're silly and act silly. Let's go ahead. We'll do the same over here. We'll just grab a little piece and just go like that. Not that they can't walk around it. They can. That's kind of crazy, but there we go. We'll just bend this. Not the walking path, guys. I don't want to bend the walking path. Leave that alone. There we go. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to start up the game, see where we're going to pull some electric from this, and maybe add a few more trees down in here. But let's go ahead and get it started up. So they do need electric. I knew that was going to happen. But where are we going to pull it? I guess from the college. So the next thing I want to do before we get into really watching this is I don't want them to use this road in particular and this road over here. This road they need to park. So let's go ahead and turn off any kind of, actually let's turn off any kind of pedestrian cars, residential cars is what I meant. Yeah, we can leave, no trucks either. We don't need trucks on here. So we have recycling, so they can pick up. We have the SOS. I think this might be a taxi. I don't know what that is. Yeah, we're not going to put anything like that on here. Just emergency vehicles. And we're going to do the same with these roads. So as you can see, we are already drawing a large crowd. It's insane. Let's just take a look. Look at the parking lots. They're almost full already. Look at all the people down in here. Absolutely insane. So let's go ahead. We'll do a little daytime, nighttime cycle and see how it looks.